Any who are familiar with our collection know, of course, that the Jaguar F-Type in quite literally all of its forms, pre-facelift, post-facelift, earlier examples, V6s, V8s, SVRs, they all have a very, very special place in our heart, and for many of you as well. And it's not hard to see why, because there's so much to love about this platform. Fantastic through corners, they still look stunning. You could say even more so with every passing year, given how samey so many cars are becoming on the market. Tremendous performance, and you could strongly argue that the 3-litre model, here of course in the more powerful S form, might actually be the single best all-round example in terms of a car which is a full-on sports car on the weekend, but which, let's be honest, you could use every day if you wanted to. And part of the reason why, even though this is certainly not the first thing to come to mind when it comes to a GT car or a sports car, they're actually very efficient. Shockingly so, in fact. That 3-litre supercharged V6 engine gives you 375 horses, 340 foot-pounds of torque. In practice, that means this is beyond a 170-mile-an-hour car with a 4.9 second 0 to 60 time. In other words, the kind of machine which can take on Audi R8s, Porsche 911s, Aston Martin Vantages and beyond. But unlike many of those cars, not only is the pricing on this one for a great condition example versus, let's just say, some of those rivals, you might have to go a little bit lower on the totem pole of how well they've been taken care of, but also these are so much better as long-distance cars, not least of which because of their kit, but also directly because of that aforementioned efficiency. These can, believe it or not, average around 30 miles per gallon, and that's not even the best of it. The best is on the motorway. These are up around 40 miles per gallon, which for a car in this kind of category, and certainly for something which looks and performs and sounds like these do, that's borderline unheard of. Even its road tax is hundreds of pounds a year cheaper than you would think, at barely over £400, compared to, of course, these days many cars being nearly £800 a year to tax, and for even newer vehicles sometimes even worse than that. Now, in addition to still of course benefiting from the option, if you did want to use it, of low deposit financing, it is still already under a £23,000 car, for of course what was when new a whole lot more than that, roughly 3 times the price, certainly in the case of a rarer example with plenty of additional spec. It's finished in a gorgeous colour as well, of fire sand metallic with heated jet black seats, performance seats mind you of course, and fire stitching as well. It is a visually stunning car. All F-Types are, but certainly there are colours which really exaggerate that even more so, and this is one of them. And this is another prime example of a car which, as we like to say, has already proven itself. Its previous owners clearly adored the car and had fantastic long distance drives out of it, because this car has just kissed 105,000 miles. And of course, more importantly, to back up that mileage, it has a detailed specialist and main agent service history behind it. It was most recently serviced less than 2,000 miles ago in August, including a fresh MOT, new supercharger belt, vacuum pipe and pump as well. In addition to its aforementioned heated seats, it also has a heated steering wheel, panoramic roof, touchscreen display of course with built-in navigation, a 12-speaker upgraded Meridian sound system, the cold climate pack with parking sensors and reverse parking camera, additional 12-volt power sockets with auxiliary, Bluetooth, USB and even iPod integration, naturally cruise control with that adaptive speed limiter as well. It comes with rain, ice and snow mode, to go back to the point of legitimately being able to use these cars all year round if you want to. It has the perfect combination of those active exhausts and active rear wing, making of course the rear view of the car look as good as it sounds, given that that's the view which most people will be getting as you thunder into the distance. Of course, it has those HID xenon headlights with LED day runners of course, adaptive dynamics, limited slip diff of course when it comes to its cornering ability, as well as sports suspension to further back up that incredible handling which these cars have. In other words, for the price of virtually a new hatchback these days, you're getting a car with borderline supercar performance but shockingly good efficiency, fantastic optional extras and goodies, and a kit level which means you legitimately could, on a whim, jump into this car, drive it down to the south of France for some better weather for a while, and then head on back and barely use any fuel while doing so, which really is the cherry on the cake when you have a car which is as fast, as fantastic to listen to, and as gorgeous to look at as the F-Type is. If then you would like to get in touch regarding this particular 2016 F-Type S, of course you could send us over an email to the address shown right here on screen, or give us a call on 01749 871155 or via our mobile number of 07482 267 439.